Do not rely on your place of work for emotional support. There are people, when they fight with their wife, they run to office for help. They fight with their girlfriend, they run to office for help. Do you know that even your employer is not interested how you feel after your father or mother has died? They only pretend to be concerned because it's affecting you to do the job you are paid for. Let me tell you that today. Don't let them deceive you. And don't deceive yourself also. Do not rely on your employer, on your workplace for emotional support. Build a family. That's why you need to build a family. That's where you get your emotional support. That's why you need to build friendship. Because your friends is where you go for emotional support. Amen. Have you asked yourself why they give 3 months for producing a child and 5 days for burying the dead? When your father dies, 5 days. Your mother dies, 5 days. Your wife, 5 days. Your child, 5 days. Your husband, 5 days. What does it tell you? If they give you 5 days to go and clean the body, put in the coffin, bury, mourn, 5 days. How much time do you think they expect you to come back and cry? No time. So build a strong family network and a strong friendship base for your emotional support. That's where you should go. So you can take lunch break, you go to Sister Mary, you cry, you pray, you come back. When you come at the gate, you smile. Say, how are you? Slowly, slowly. Don't bring your emotional container and open it in the workplace. No one is interested. I can tell you this. In fact, if you're not careful, I've seen so many of my friends missed promotions. And you know the comment? Given the recent loss she had and how she's been unstable over the past 3 months, it might be too risky for her personally and for the organization. Haven't you heard those things? I've been in management long enough to see this. But when you have a solid family and solid friendship, you release your pain to them and you come to the place of work ready to do your job. Amen. Let me give you a very close testimony of what happened to me. 2008, when I was supposed, my first time to climb aeroplane. There's always a first time. I was just called to receive my visa to the UK. And that same day they said, oh, your baby died. So I was supposed to travel to Kampala the next morning to go and pick my visa. The first phone call, my boss asked me, said, should we cancel your trip? I said, no. So I traveled to Kampala, pick my visa, go back. On like Thursday, Friday, we arranged burial, Saturday, burial. Sunday, I got on they sent me a vehicle, Kampala. Monday, UK. I asked my wife on the burial day, I said, I have the visa, but I don't have to go. What do you think? I know I have to be here with you now. I said, you know what? We cannot lose both. We already lost the baby, and I know this trip, I can sense in my heart, something is behind it. Because I wasn't the one supposed to go on that trip. I wasn't the most senior. But there was a last minute change, and they said, Michael is the one to go. Long story short, I spent a week in London in a global conference. So it was a conference that my boss was supposed to go. But he was having something that took him away. So he said, I can't go, but let Michael go. So he picked me, and I wasn't the most senior managers. No, my boss was actually leaving. He said, since I'm leaving in 1 month's time, I cannot go for the conference. It won't help the counter program. So I went. While I was going, I had applied for his job and they rejected my application. So when I went there, all the big dogs were there in that conference. We were just talking. Oh, what is, Michael, give us example from Uganda. I would just put up my hand in my innocence. Oh, in Lira, we are doing this. In the Kitgum, we are doing this and that. This, I was just talking normally. The moment I left London to fly back to Uganda, phone calls released from every direction. How can you tell us that you don't have an internal candidate for this position? I reached Kampala. I was still driving to the village, to Lira, where my wife was. The human resource was calling me to be interviewed. Long story short, when they called me for interview, they set the interview with the same people I was in the conference. You know, when she called me, the director said, I was told to interview you, but you know there's nothing to interview you. But anyway, the interview was supposed to be about this and about this and about this and about this. Anyway, I'm going to score it and send to Uganda. Because every interview question they were setting, I had answered them in the conference. Because I learned early how to differentiate between where should I get my emotional support and where should I do work. So they could see this guy has somewhere to deal with his own pain. Let's give him the new challenge. Do not kill your opportunities because you're trying to get from the place of work what you should be getting from home and from friends. All right? Death is painful, but your employer was not hired to sort your pain. That's a job for your family, for your friends, and for your pastor if you have a good pastor. Okay? Good. I mean, my dad, before he passed away, he was in hospital weeks and months and years. I would mention it once in a while. Some days I'm just there, we are in a meeting, even I see the phone call, I say, I know what they're calling. You should not overburden your boss with your emotional stuff.